Hi everyone, welcome back to Annijuuti Knits. This is episode 31. Hi friends, welcome to episode 31. This is my channel Annijuuti Knits and my name is Annina. This is a knitting vlog podcast and I come to you from Finland. I live here with my husband and my two boys, and this is my crafty corner here on the YouTube. Let's get into today's business. It's been a crazy 2 weeks, and if I'm a little bit all over the place, I will talk about that at the end of this episode. But I have quite a bit to show today because I've been doing a lot of things and I think it's better just to get started. I have 2 finished objects today and I have been knitting some socks. I did show these socks in my last episode, I think. I don't even know where they were. But they were started, I believe. Were they? Did I even show these? No, I'm not sure. It may have been that I actually didn't even. I don't know. I did not watch my last episode to recap what I've been talking about, but that I know that I did start these already because. Or did I? Yes. Wow. It took me 2 weeks, that I know. So I believe I have shown these to you before. So these are just plain vanilla socks. They are made with Regia 4-ply, just the basic sock yarn with these funky little colors. I had the label, but now it's there on the bookshelf and I'm not going to get up and get it. But take my word, it was Regia, and yeah, it's just a lovely basic, very like nonchalant sock yarn. It has this kind of fun zebra patterning happening, so it's creating these different types of irregular stripy motif, and yeah, they are going to be a gift, and I made them just the regular way, 62 stitches, 62 that's regular, 64 stitches on a 2.5 millimeter needles. I made the Dutch heel with the heel flap and then the Dutch turn. I believe that I had made this last time already, and then just the regular toe, and there's nothing much to say about these. I have been knitting these at work. These have been my lunchtime socks, so I finished them in 2 weeks and I wasn't actively working on them. So that's my first finished object. My second finished object is something that happened very fast. It was last Sunday. I was just recovering from a little fever that I had last weekend, and Sunday was the first day that I felt like picking up my needles, and I've been wanting to have a cowl for quite some time now. I did do 2 cowls last winter, but somehow they are now used by someone else and not me. So I really wanted a cowl for myself. I've been seeing a lot of these. Pearl Soho has this bandana cowl, and this is a similar shape that the Andrea Maury's Inclinations. Is it a cowl? Yes. So this is nothing new. This is just a basic simple cowl. and this is how it turned out. So this is actually something that I made up as I went. It's just a broken rib. There's nothing major or life-changing happening here, but this is exactly the shape that I wanted. It has just this triangular shape. I'll put it on. There's actually pictures of me wearing it, so it would have been more it would have been wiser just to insert the pictures, but here you can see it. So this is the smallest size that I made for it. So in the beginning I wasn't going to necessarily write this up as a pattern, but I just might, or I will actually, but I haven't got around doing it yet. So I wanted something that I can wear under my coat, just a little extra warmth to the bust area where usually I feel the cold. So it's nice and high. You can, if it's really cold, you can just like cuddle up into it, and yeah, it's mohair, so it's now going everywhere. I used Peruvian Highland wool, which I had at home, and then I have been gifted this mohair by my friend. This is a hand dyed by Handu. It's a Finnish dyer. Wait. Wow, there's now a sticker or something on the label, but this is her label, and this is a lovely golden, orangey, ochre, mustard kind of mohair, and this Peruvian Highland wool, and together they created this lovely, very subtle marling effect for this cowl. And I actually only used like 15 grams of this mohair, so I'm planning on making a second one of these. These are such quick knits, so that I will make these for Christmas, and I was planning on using this combo to make another. I'm not sure how good the lighting is. It's pouring rain outside, so I just turned myself towards the window again. Now my hair is probably not quite, and then now there's fluff everywhere. I'm not very experienced with mohair. I've just made one project with it before, and so I did one hat last fall, and to me it felt very itchy, and I didn't really like the feeling of it. But this is I think this had quite a high silk content, so it's quite, yeah, it's 72% mohair and 28% silk. Maybe it's just a regular, I don't know. Anyway, it's a nice mohair and it feels very nice, and I'm really happy about this cowl. This will be called Vohveli because it looks like an ice cream cone and Vohveli means waffle, or the ice cream cone. So yeah, that's what it's going to be called. So I'll just write it up. I finished it off with a tubular bind off, so I didn't want to break the patterning, so I just went with a very unnoticeable bind off, and I think this was very successful. I almost made it in one night. I started on Sunday, I think afternoon, and then I finished it on my lunch break the next day. So, and then we took this video with my husband. We went to our favorite hiking. It's not hiking, but this boardwalk that we have close by. Our kids love that spot, so we went there, and my husband was very quickly filming some material for me, and it was all over in two minutes. But I think it was a kind of nice little representation what that cowl looks like. So don't mind my outfit, it was not planned. It wasn't like a photo shoot. It was just like we went out and I was like, okay, now let's just take some footage. But yeah, that was kind of a happy accident, and I was hesitant at first, should I write this up, because it's very simple, there's nothing much to it, and definitely not something unique. There has been this bandana type of cowls for years, and there are plenty of patterns featuring that sort of construction. But then I thought that there are also 1 million different basic simple raglan sweaters, so why not? Like, it's my pattern, it's what I invented, the stitch counts and the repeats and you name it. So I'm just going to write it up and own it, because that's my original math. And yeah, so I'm going to write that up, and I'm actually making a hat because I already had in mind. Where did I put the oh, it's here. So I already had planned to make a similar textured hat for myself. I have bought this yarn from the yarn festival this summer. It has a very similar color than this, but this is a DK weight merino, and it's just a non-superwash merino yarn, and it's hand dyed by Karma yarns, and the colorway is called ochre, or okra in Finnish. And I think they have very similar tones in them. Now that I was using, even though this and that, they are not quite the same, but with the mohair, they are very similar. And I don't really like to have the mohair for my hat, because last year I wasn't successful. I did use the Sandnes Garn Dun Silk mohair, and yeah, so I'm making a hat without the mohair, and I think they are going to look fabulous. And that's what I'm planning on making. And oh, one thing I did not mention yet. This is a reversible cowl. First I thought that I would like to have this purl side out. So it's a broken rib just from the purl side. My husband said that this looks like an armor, and he prefers this side. So yeah, maybe if I'm making him one of these, he can wear it this way. But I did hide all the ends. I weaved them in invisibly, so that you can wear it either way. So it looks cute on both sides and can be worn both ways. Whew, that was a little rant. So the reason why I started that cowl was because I wasn't feeling my dad's sweater, and I didn't want to make that. I didn't want to work on it. I needed something simple. I wanted something with chunkier needles. I made that cowl with 5mm needles, so it was very fast. My dad's sweater is knit in 3.5mm needles, so that's one reason why it takes forever. I will show you now where I'm at. So last time I was showing this to you, I don't think I had, no, I didn't have the cull work on the sleeve. Maybe I didn't. I'm quite sure I didn't. I will talk about my memory loss later and why is that. So I have now finished both of the sleeves with this. I think I was talking about it last time because these are just some traditional cross stitch motifs that I found. And then here is the rest of the sweater. So last time I had ripped out the, no, I actually showed you the whole, thing before it was ripped out. So I ripped out the color work that I had started, and here I was here, so just under the arm or under the armpit. So I have done maybe 20 centimeters of the body, and then the sleeves. So my parents have been on a holiday. Just my dad turned 60 last week. What is the date? It's 16th now. It was actually this week. So his birthday was on the 11th, and they are now coming back today, but his sister is going to come and visit next weekend. So I'm hoping that I can just work a little bit each day and finish this hem for this sweater. I thought I had like 8 balls of this blue, and I only have like 2 left. I have one of them hanging from this, and then this is, so basically I have 2 full skeins, and I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be enough. This is a sport weight yarn, so it has 300 meters, or yeah, 300 meters per 100 grams, but I only have that 100 grams. So I still have like another 300 meters. I need to make this hem at least twice as long as it is now, and then do the color work and the ribbing. I hope I'll be fine. But it should be enough, right? Or maybe I just have one more ball in my drawer, because those yarns were there for quite some time, and yeah, they were waiting for their turn for, I don't know, a year and a half. But anyway, that was my dad's sweater. I'm feeling positive that I can finish it. I still have another week to work on it, so I'm planning on working on it for a little bit each day. So I think that should do it, and yeah. So then I think the rest are going to be new cast-ons, except, well, this is barely something to show, but I will show it anyway. I showed you my yellow socks last time, and it has this grain motif. This yarn is gifted by lovely Camijo Knit, and this colorway is called Mustard, just my favorite colors, all these yellows and goldens together. I have now selected the testers for my yellow socks. I sent out the test call 2 days ago, and this morning I went through them and picked out some testers. And this time, it seems to happen every time that the new test call is more successful than the previous one. So again, I had a lot of testers applying for this, and this time I selected ones that have been trying to apply for many times, but I always have to make the pick. So I did try to include those people that have been trying multiple times, and they were my priority to fit in. And then I also wanted to include some new testers, and so I picked out a lot of new testers and then some successful previous testers that I've loved working with, so that I know that there is reliable people involved as well. So as a designer, it's very important to me that I know that there are people that are definitely going to finish, and they are not afraid of pointing out my mistakes and errors, and those are the people that I like to include as well. So if this time you applied and you didn't get in, that's because I had a lot of people that I had to leave out, and I'm sorry if you didn't get selected this time, but I hope that you still keep applying, and I will try and pick different testers each time so that it's fair for everyone and everyone gets a chance testing for me. So that was a little rant about testing. I do still have my fall of socks knit along going on, so all my sock patterns are 20% off in my Ravelry shop, which is linked down below, as is everything that I talk about, or I try my best put everything that I can down in the description. But yeah, I did cast on yesterday this teeny tiny toe. So my plan is, I am planning on I will send out the pattern on Monday, so I will have the weekend still to read through once more and work from the pattern and try to minimize all the mistakes so that it would be a pleasant experience for everyone to test. So that's why I did start this out yesterday, so that I can work on it today and this weekend. All right, what's next? I did tell you last time that I'm planning on, oh dear goodness, I'm on the middle of the row. Let me just work this row before I show it. How did I dare leave it in the middle of the row? So, as you probably know, a lot of people have been participating on the Joji fall cowl. So Joji Locatelli is hosting this 3-month-long cowl again, and it's a major thing you have to apply in advance, and there is all these categories if you are making a sweater or shawl or whatever. So I did show you some yarn that I'm planning on using for the cowl, and I did cast on the Hipster shawl for this cowl. Bear with me, there is just a few. Now I'm dropping stitches. Of course I am. I am teaching this knitting class, or it's like this community college here, and it started this week. I have 2 groups that I'm teaching, and they are every 2 weeks each, so I'm there every Tuesday. And one of my previous students was laughing that she saw me in the movies this summer, and she was like, "You had your knitting in the movies?" I was like, yes, I did. Like, who does not take their knitting to the movies? She was like, but it's dark. Like, you can always knit a stockinette body in the dark. That's all good. So yeah, I think that was funny. Anyway, here is what I have done so far. So this is the Hipster shawl by Joji. And one thing that I don't like is this. I just always get this huge bump whenever I'm working on a garter tab. If you've followed me along, if you have seen my If you have seen my previous videos, you know that I'm working on a shawl design. Well, you can't really say that I'm working on it because I'm not working on it. It's just on the shelf and it hasn't been touched for months. But this is something that I try to avoid when I was designing my own. So whenever you are doing a garter tab, it creates this little bump and I just don't like it. Even like, I don't know, I think it looks stupid. But I'm hoping I will just block it out. And this time I was doing the edge a bit differently, so I'm not knitting all the way till the end. I'm leaving one stitch. I'm leaving one stitch and holding the yarn in front, and then I will knit. So basically it's a slip stitch, but I'm knitting the first stitch and leaving the last stitch unknit, if that makes any sense. Stephen West does that technique in his shawls. So these crisscrosses took forever to make. Now I'm on the garter band, and then I have another one of these 2 crisscrosses and this textured in between. I'm working this shawl with 5mm needles, so it's a rather quick project, but because I've been lacking concentration lately, it feels like my head is like a ping pong ball and I've been ching 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 each direction. And yeah, well, I've been all over the place, and the lack of concentration shows in the number of my WIPs. So if last episode was boring because I didn't have a lot to show, this time I have much more. So yeah, this is going to be done whenever I have time. And I'm participating on the Joji cowl with this. The bag is made by my friend Marika, and it's just so me. I think it's beautiful. All right, because I did finish my lunchtime socks, I had to cast on another pair, but because this is self-striping yarn, I have a tiny bit of a problem with self-striping. Usually I make my socks, especially if they are just with one color, I usually make them 2 at a time, but I just can't because I need to match the stripes. At least they need to start with the same stripe. So I just started one. This is also a gift knit. This is a mindless knit for me. This is an opal yarn. I don't have the label here. My son is always ripping all the labels, so usually when I start a project, I take it and put it on the shelf so that he don't destroy them all. So yeah, this is a men's size sock, 72 stitches, and just a regular vanilla sock with this opal sock yarn. I have just started. There's like 2-4 something rounds of the heel flap, and I'm just going to make them the regular way, I think, with the French turn this time. So yeah, so a lot of socks. I've craved for a sock project, or I'm always craving for a sock project. So I need to have a vanilla pair with me at all times, so that if we are driving somewhere or whatever, I can just put it in my bag and knit a few rounds and then always have something to do with my hands. The next pair is also socks. This was started just because like I said, I'm teaching this class, and I find it a bit much. Like, I find that it's not really like it's more like a knit night or a knit group that I'm hosting. More like, I don't know. imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm not a teacher, but I'm teaching them new techniques and we are having fun. So anyway, I was showing how to cast on 2 at a time socks, and I started a children's pair. This is for my friend's son, and this is now the problem that I had with the other pair, that I don't want to like have mismatched stripy socks. But I decided that since I'm working these socks from one ball, one from the inside of the ball and one from the outside, I knew that this is a very regular stripes because I have already started making socks from this once. So I decided that I'm okay with it if I'll just match the lighter stripes, but the darker stripes are in a different order, obviously, because one comes from outside and one comes from inside. So the darker green is a bit different from different for both of these socks, but I decided that I can live with that. So they are kind of matched, but they are just tiny bit different. But yeah, here are my last sock WIP for today. Oh my goodness, it's pouring. Yeah. One more thing. So the last WIP that I have is another Vohveli cowl, and I started it with Drops Air. This is not as thick of a yarn as is the Highland wool, and this is 150 meters per 50 grams, but I did get a similar gauge. This is much more like airy and fluffy, not fluffy, but like it's very weightless. And I think because I wanted to have like options, like mohair-free options as well, so I am working on a second sample before I write it up, and I think I will make the second size with this one. So Drops Air is a very very affordable yarn, especially when Drops have their sales quite often. And I bought this, I think it was I think I paid like 3 something for each. I got 3 balls for 10 euros. So it's an affordable yarn. I believe I will get one cowl out of one ball of this yarn. So we shall see what happens with that. So stay tuned. Okay, that is probably everything, almost everything. I had a question for you guys. I know that a lot of you you like to knit like with small circulars, and as I have told you before, I have tried a couple of different needles and I just couldn't get my socks done with the 9-inch circulars because the tips are so small. When I'm knitting, I'm holding the work with my pinky, and that creates the problem for me because there's nothing to hold on to, and I felt like I was squeezing and it wasn't really working for me. It may be also that I tried those short needles just right before my surgery, and then after maybe a month or 2 after my surgery. So I feel like my hands weren't in the best of places, but I felt like that didn't work for me. The tiny tips, just I tried Addy ones and then I tried the Chayagu ones, and the Chayagu ones have a smaller and a shorter tip, but they were still quite very short. But then into the question. What do you think? I like the idea of knitting sleeves in a round, and I would like also to knit hats in the round. And I was looking at the Chayagu, what's the name of the set? The blue one, the twist, what is it called? It twists something. I will put the name here. So I was wondering, do you have that set and how do you like it? And do you think that I could maybe learn? Because it has the 5 centimeter and the 8 centimeter tips. And I believe that with just a tiny bit more something to hold on to would work very well for me, or very well, I don't know, but I'm hoping, because I really would like to have that set, especially now that I've been working my dad's and my brother's sweaters, these huge adult size sweaters. Just there's a lot of sleeve knitting and I find the magic looping sometimes a bit difficult because it's very heavy to like maneuver. And although I do like magic loop, I definitely love to make socks magic loop. I'm completely fine using magic loop, and I do like the fact that you can make 2 at a time, but I'm kind of bored of making sleeves. So I was thinking maybe to purchase the set, but then again, it's very expensive. Like, it's a lot of money. But I was thinking I could use the money that I've had from selling patterns and bringing it back to use. But I don't know. Tell me your opinion about this. I would really appreciate if you would give me your or tell me your experiences and give me your advice, because I'm torn. I really would like to purchase it, but there's this little nagging sound in my head that maybe if I don't get along with those needles, then I've paid a lot of money for nothing. So I don't know. I do like my interchangeable set of Jayagu. I have the half set from 2.75 millimeters until 5, and I use them daily. So that's definitely been worth the money, and I do love my set. But I was thinking maybe to get the small set as well. For sleeve and hat knitting. So please give me your thoughts on that. I would highly appreciate your opinion about this matter. All right, that's all the knitting. No, it's not. I have one acquisition I want to share. You have probably seen it lurking behind my shoulder all this time. The Stephen West M cowl, that's coming, and I'm going to participate. I have asked my friend to dye some yarn for me. My request was that I wanted to match my handbag because I have lots of colorful shawls, and I kind of want it to be like a bit more muted and a bit more coordinated, but as you saw, it's not very muted. Here's the palette that she came up with. Originally, I thought that the pop would be something lighter and more muted, but I chose this yellow instead. This is the color of my handbag. I will put the picture here. I did assemble them. I did put them on my bag just to show you how well they went. And yeah, so there is this slight variation in these, or they're kind of like tonals. So this is a very dark brown, and then this, what's the color? orangey brown. I don't know. Camel? I have no idea. Cognac. Let's call it cognac. And then this lovely pop of color, this yellow with speckles of orange and those things. So these are dyed by Miun Yarn. These are dyed by Miun Yarn Pauliina, and she's a wonderful dyer, and she did such an amazing job with this request of mine, and I think this is going to be a fabulous shawl. About this cowl, there is a channel called Fiberchats here on YouTube, and I was interviewed to the first episode of the people of the Stephen West cowl or something. So basically it interviews some people with who have knitted Stephen West patterns and are going to participate on the cowl. So yeah, I will link the video down in the description if you'd like to see my interview and other people's interview as well. It was very interesting to hear about other people's opinions about the cowl, and the excitement is building. There's not a long way to go anymore, and we are all excited. And if you are not participating, I think it may be even interesting to you to see how a lot of people are knitting the same shawl. At least I am excited, and I'm anxiously waiting for that to happen. But yeah, that's all the nitty things and all the acquisitions. I'm back for a little bit. I forgot something that I wanted to show you, and this is also a new cast on, and I really wanted to include that into this episode. I just forgot it on the bookshelf, so that's why I just wanted to pop in another time and fill you with the new cast on. I did have to change already the scenery a little bit because I did put my glasses back on. I've been trying to film without my glasses lately because I need to sit by the window and the glare is annoying, so that's why. But now you have to look at the mess behind me, but don't worry too much, it's just life life happening over there. So a new cast on is my Zweig pullover or Zweig sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and this is where I'm at. This is a very popular pattern, and I did cast this on one night just on a whim. I'm using the leftovers from my Paju pullover, and then I have shown you this Ruskanlehti tweed, and I didn't even swatch because this was the leftover from my Paju, and I already knew the gauge, and this was worked on the same gauge. I'm in a desperate need of coffee, so yeah, so sorry, but I really wanted to show you this. So I didn't swatch, and I'm using this yarn that I had purchased. I already had another yarn for this Zweig pullover, but I ended up, that was a merino single, and I ended up using that for the Hohi shawl because I thought that it might peel a lot, and since I already had another sweater's quantity of fingering weight merino, I decided to use the tweed instead. I'm just going to knit the body plain because I think the tweedy yarn already creates this interest. So yeah, it was quite fast until I came to this lace. I am using these markers between each section because I find it much easier to divide your pattern repeat with a stitch marker so that if you are making a mistake, you will notice it immediately and not after 300 stitches. So there's less ripping back. But yeah, my mind has been so unfocused lately that it hasn't really grown a lot. But I'm making around here and there, and I'm hoping that I will get out of the lace soon enough, and then it's just smooth sailing, and it's a nice mindless stockinette project after that. But yeah, just happened on a whim, and these accidental cast-ons just happen. So what can you do? I just wanted to pop in and add this little segment here so that you are aware of what's going on over here. But yeah, into the live chat. If you are not interested in that, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like my channel, and leave me a comment. I will always be happy to read all the lovely comments you send me. So thank you so much. Now into the live chat. I haven't done this for a while, but now I thought that there has been some things happening, so I'm going to shortly fill you in if you are interested. I have told you that I work in a gym. I've been working in marketing and sales, and I've been doing that for 7 years, and now it was time to look for something new. And last time that I recorded 2 weeks ago, I was recording, and then I was going to a job interview later that afternoon. So if I was a bit all over the place last time, that was because I was nervous of my interview. But the interview went well, and I got the job. So I am starting in 2 weeks. Not starting. I am finishing my old one in 2 weeks. I will take a week off in between, because I just need to wind it down and just start from fresh. So it's been exciting, but it's been nerve-wracking, and it's I don't know. Let's say that it was not the best situation that I left from. So it's been emotional. It's been kind of hard for me, but yeah, now it's all good, and I'm anxiously waiting for new opportunities to come, and I'm going to work on an optical store selling eyewear, and just as a salesperson, and that's very exciting, and there's a lot I need to learn, but I'm very excited to have a new direction. And yeah, it's been wonderful to look forward that, and I am still going to I'm still going to, how do you say, teach. No, it's not teaching. I'm a group fitness instructor as well, and I keep that as a side thing. So I will have my fitness classes, and so I'm going to be an instructor still at my gym. So not everything is going to change. That's something that I really like about my current job, that I have the opportunity to spread the joy, and just, the group fitness classes are just the best form of exercise, at least I think so. And for me, having all the smiley faces, and it just gives me so much energy to have fun with my customers and exercise as we are having fun. So yeah, that is also a nice thing that I can still incorporate that aspect of my life. I'm not going to work full-time. I requested an 80% hours, so I will be working 4 days a week so that I have time to still to teach and to work on my designs, and then work as an instructor as well. So I'm very glad that everything worked out, and I got to basically pick how I want things to go, and I really appreciate that for the new position that I applied for. But yeah, that's been exciting, and there are some health issues with my family, but that's also my son just got an asthma medication, but now he's got it and it's better for now. We are now keeping track if things improve, and he's a very active little fellow, so I don't know, that's just something to take into account. And it's better now that everything has been, he was tested with all these different things, and he got some better allergy medication as well. He got a new list of allergies as he was getting his blood tested. So now we know why he's always so fluish during the spring months. So he got more medication for that as well, and it should improve his health for the better. But that's that. I don't think I have much else to share. I still knit every day, and not a lot on each day, but whenever I can, and it keeps making me happy, and now I'm very excited. It's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I'm able to breathe and concentrate. I haven't been feeling the best for the last couple of months, but now I think everything is picking up again. And the only thing is that there's not enough hours in a day, and I can't do everything that I want, and my concentration keeps being crazy, and I cannot seem to get focused. But the life with 2 little guys is hectic, and that's the situation right now. And when we move forward, they will grow older, and things will calm down, I hope. So there is time for everything, and everything happens as they happen. So I'll just keep enjoying what I do, and I try to be a bit more kind with myself and not set so strict deadlines. One more announcement or admin thing. I will publish the Caramel Fox socks on the 24th. Is that a Saturday? On the Saturday, I think it's 24th of September. So next Saturday, I will publish my Caramel Fox socks. So there's something to look forward to. Remember that all my sock patterns are 20% off. There's no code needed. Just have a look at my Ravelry store and you can find them there. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I was happy to share my things with you again. It's always so nice to know that there are people who are waiting my episodes, and I truly appreciate you taking the time spend it with me. On that note, I will say you goodbye.